Rafael Stone is general manager of the Houston Rockets. Yesterday, he did a press conference and talked about some of the moves that the Rockets made this offseason. Here he is talking about what they're getting in Kevin Durant.
Offensively, he's still dynamic. He's super efficient. He's a high volume scorer, at that high level of efficiency. And hopefully he just makes us a better offensive team while at the same time being another really long, very capable wing defender. And so, so we just hope he adds him, the player that he's been for the last.
The player he's been, he said, for the last 2 decades. And he said it rather cockily at the end, too. He's feeling himself. And I respect him for feeling himself. He's like, yeah, I mean, we just acquired a guy who's been like this for the past 2 decades. Yeah. Listen, he deserves to do it. It's just funny to hear him do it. He was asking about the championship window for the Houston Rockets potentially being open. I think Big Sarge Sports asked this question. And this one, a little bit more measured, less cockiness, understandably so, given the looming Oklahoma City Thunder in the Western Conference.
I mean, our goal is definitely to win a championship, but I don't know about the window opening or closing or whatever else. In order to be a champion, you have to beat them. Oklahoma City had just an amazing year last year, an amazing run in the playoffs. That's an extremely high bar, and there's other really great teams all around the NBA. So I think it's way too early to talk about championships other than, for obvious reasons, that's our goal.
Every team's goal. You can, I think, call them a championship contender going into this season, but it's going to be tough against Oklahoma City. And having Kevin Durant, it's a huge addition defensively. We know the Rockets are going to be good. We know the length, the size that they have. Could the double big lineup potentially be a headache for Oklahoma City? I mean, Oklahoma City does have some size, but not a lot of size. Not exactly the biggest guy in Chet Holmgren in terms of his actual, weight and such.
Yeah, tall, not big.
Right. So we'll see. That might be where they try to beat him, just by bullying them. But that is a very difficult team to take over. I think that the idea of a championship window for the Rockets, I think a lot of us have to look past Kevin Durant's tenure with the Rockets, however long. I don't think that Durant leaving or Durant retiring ends it. And I know some, I think, are. I don't think that's true. I think that he legitimizes them. This window stays open, assuming development from Amin Thompson and Alperen Şengün, which I think are safe assumptions to make, especially with Thompson and with Şengün too.
Yeah, I think that KD levels you up as far as a contender in the West, but I think actually winning a title, I think it happens when Kevin Durant isn't the best player on the team at this point. I think the hope is that it's Amin Thompson really rounding into form, or Alperen Şengün becoming the best guy on the team and having, at that point, 38-year-old Kevin Durant helping them out, being a piece on this. But, Kevin Durant actually being the number one guy on the Rockets winning the title, I think that to me is more of a stretch.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If you tell me they win, I'm like, then Amin Thompson must have been awesome. Freaking amazing.
Or Şengün.
Yeah.
Right. One or the other. I'm with you there. I think he'll have his games for sure.
I think he can be the 2, but I don't think he can be the 1.
Much better to look at him to rely on as opposed to
hoping on Green or whoever.
Yeah, exactly. Or Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, Fred VanVleet. Yeah, crunch time, it's like, okay, we know where they're going with this. We know who's getting the ball.
This is Rafael Stone talking about Dillon Brooks. He's very excited about bringing in Dorian Finney-Smith to replace Brooks, but he's thankful for Brooks' time here in Houston.
Look, Dillon, I talked earlier about Jalen, but Dillon, it was everything we could have asked in terms of being a great person on and off the court. And we felt like his defense and intensity were things we really were really important to us, and we uniquely thought Dorian has some of those same traits, and so he was a target for us going in because we were worried about losing.
Behan in comments. He's a nice guy too. Oh, Rafael Stone thinks everyone that was in the Rockets organization was a nice guy. Dylan Brooks, baby mama, maybe not a nice girl.
No.
Dylan Brooks, nice guy.
I actually think, because he says nice guy on and off the court, I believe you that he's a nice guy off the court. I don't know if he's a nice guy on the court. I actually don't think he's that nice on the court. I think he's kind of mean. I think he's kind of mean.
Pulls a lot of crap.
Yeah.
Pulls a lot of crap.
Yeah.
There's no denying it.
I think some of it gets like people are so on edge when he's around them that it's like he instigates just by walking in the room at this point. So I think he gets a little bit of a bad rap as far as like him being dirty or whatever.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's a great guy on the court though. I wouldn't say he's a great guy. He's not helping the other guys up off the floor.
He's more likely to take someone's shoe and throw it into the stands than he is to help them get up or find their shoe and hand it to them.
Yeah.
More from Rafael Stone. This is a very interesting answer when asked about Reed Shepard, who played sparingly this past season, the 3rd overall pick in the 2024 NBA draft.
Where do you hope to see Reed Shepard grow and grow next season?
I mean, Reed's just gonna have to be really good for us. Like, period.
Damn. Well, I agree. We'll see.
I like the straight talk. That's what kind of makes me believe Rafael Stone is that he'll just say stuff like that. Where normally a GM would be like, we don't want to put it all on Reed Shepard, and we have Aaron Holiday here, and da 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 da. It's like, no, he's got to be good. He's got to be good for us.
Especially when you combine that with what he had said about Cam Whitmore. We're not giving out developmental minutes anymore. We're done.
Yeah.
We've stopped doing that. He said that they've stopped doing that 2 years ago. I would say it's probably been like since halfway through this past season, but I am with him in that they are not a developmental team anymore. So Shepard's got to have a great offseason if he wants to get on the court. Period.
It's during the season. It's produce or not.
Exactly.
Produce or don't play.
Exactly. Like the only way you're going to get in is probably if an injury happens. I would say at this moment in time, like in terms of just getting regular over 10 minutes a game. Like I think right now, like that's what I'm looking at with him. And I mean,
well, I think it's a camp battle. I think it's like a classic. Yeah, I think it's a NFL style camp battle of like who's gonna break camp as the backup point guard. I think it's been if Reed Shepard doesn't actually prove it on the practice court, I think he'll be Aaron Holiday. I think if Reed Shepard does develop, like has gotten better and is better than Aaron Holiday, he will be the backup point guard. But I don't think that's written in stone by any means right now.
Sean Mapes is behind the glass. I'm Paul Gallant. We'll see what happens this coming season with your Houston Rockets. That's the State of the Rockets Union, courtesy of General Manager Rafael Stone.